Hello everyone. This is your teacher friend from the Philippines. This is James the Page teacher, and welcome to another Flosstube video update. This is Flosstube number 78. It's the last day of October, October 31 morning here in the Philippines, and happy Halloween everyone for those who will be celebrating and enjoying Halloween this evening, especially to those who have kids who will be roaming around to different houses for the trick or treats. I hope you will enjoy it and doing or especially preparing their costumes. And if you are new here, if you're watching for the first time, this video or this channel is all about cross stitching. So if you are into cross stitching, maybe you can go to my previous videos after watching this video, and if you happen to like the videos, maybe you can subscribe to my channel and click that red button, the subscribe button, and share it to your stitchy friends. And to those who are returning viewers, my regular viewers, welcome back again, and thank you very much as well, as always, for always coming back and uh, watching the updates of my cross stitch projects. And I would like to thank everyone, to those who have liked and commented on my last Flosstube update, especially to those who have aired their concerns about the situation that happened or that we experienced here in the Philippines, particularly in our place, where an earthquake, a 7.4 earthquake, struck here in our place, and we were okay during that time. It happened in the morning. I am at work, and after the earthquake happened, we were advised to go home. And then in the afternoon, I filmed the video, and then in the evening, we felt again another shaking, which was I think 6.9. It's a bit scared. It's like it happened again, because way back in 2019, before the pandemic, there were series of earthquakes also we experienced, and it's the same thing. uh, we felt aftershocks after uh, every night. It's like we felt the shaking. It's 5 point and above magnitude, and right now we haven't experienced or we haven't felt the aftershock. So I hope that it will not be as if there will be some earthquakes, I hope it will not be as um, big as those, because Philippines is part of the Ring of Fire, and we usually experience earthquake, but um, there were earthquakes that are not felt. But that's it, or my life update. So we're okay. Stitching is continuing despite of the earthquake that we are experiencing. So let's go now to the stitching. So right now you can see here full coverage project of mine from Heaven and Earth Design, and this is from Amy Stewart, and this is stitched on an 18 count Ada fabric. As you all know, I have this challenge where I worked on my full coverage. I need to stitch 1,000. I need to have 1,000 stitches. So right now, I only have added 600 plus stitches. So I decided to include this one, and later, after in the afternoon, I will be continuing stitching it and adding the remaining 400 or 300 plus stitches. So right now it has 12,700 stitches and it's 3.90%. And this is the beach covers bounty. And when I first stitched this one on this part, I felt that it's quite I didn't enjoy it yet when I stitch this part, but when I go through on stitching this section and then I've seen the outcome, wow, it is very very colorful. So I now enjoyed stitching it. So it's 12,780 stitches now. So that's the first whip that I will be sharing to you. It's supposed to be, it will not be included, but I decided to include it. So I have five more stitch projects that I will be showing. The first one is by Bella Filipina whip, which is the Queen of the Skies, Aquila. And right now, I am doing this mandala behind her, and based on the progress on my last video, there were no beads, so I added beads here, and then I added this one. I did have a stitch with me on this uh, fancy lady Aquila, and then um, on the pattern, as you can see here, you have here the red beads. In the pattern there were blank, there were no symbols on it. And then when I look at the picture of the design, there was a red um, color on it. And then I also visited the Facebook Bella Filipina Stitchers group, and then I scanned all of the pictures of Aquila there. There were stitchers who added beads on this part, so I decided to also to add the beads. So right now I am adding beads. I started to adding beads on this black parts, and I hope I can continue this one and finish it, and so that on the next Flosstube video update I'll be able to show the finished mandala. So it's quite uh, tasky because it's the first time that I will be doing the bead as I go, and that's the progress of Aquila. So for now I'll be showing to you this part only. So that's Aquila. So this is the only Bella Filipina that I am stitching right now, and later on I will be sharing the plans for the remaining 2 months of this year. Now let's go to my next whip, which is a full coverage. These are the remaining whips are by full coverage projects. So the second full coverage project is from Heaven and Earth Design. This is from Michael Hayes, and this is Awakening. And so far, this is the progress. This is stitched on a 16 count Ada fabric 1/1, and the threads that I am using for my cross stitching is 6CXC. And I added 1,253 stitches, and right now it has a total of 15,241 stitches already, and then it is 6.34%. And I finished the lacking stitches on this part, and that's the progress. I think I have a short video on this one. So that's the progress of Awakening. Next is a Heaven and Earth design. This is from Amy Stewart, and this is Bird Garden. This is stitched on the 18 count Ada fabric, and this is stitched on 1/1. And this is now the progress. So usually I stitch this one on this part, but since I wanted to have another, in order for me not to be bored on this stitching this one, so I decided to go here and made stitches on this part. So this is the progress of the bird garden, and I made a total of 1,584 stitches, and right now it has a total of 48,808 stitches made, and it is 13.95 stitches. So I did really enjoy stitching on this part, especially when it is finally done on this 5 by 5 blocks. So what I will do here, I think I will continue another 5 by 5 blocks here, and then after that one I will go here, and then if I will be bored again, so I will go back to this portion of the, or part of the of the chart. So far this is the progress of bird garden. And next is another chart from Heaven and Earth Design, and this is from Ruan Manning, and this is mini river walk charm, and this is stitched on 18 count Ada fabric, and this is the progress. So I made 1,800, or I added 1,838 stitches, and right now it has a total of 6,663 stitches, and it is 8.14% the progress. And so far I did really enjoy this one. So what I've added are the missing stitches over here, and then after I finish the 5 by 5 block, I finished and the another 10 blocks here. So far this is the progress. So this is one of my new starts this year. It was a restart last year. It was a new start last year, and a restart this year. So that's the progress. And my last will be another Heaven and Earth design chart. And this is from Donna Galsinger, and this is Mini Deer Creek. This is stitched on a 16 count Ada fabric, and so far this is the progress. So the last time you saw this one was, it was on this part. So I added all these stitches. So I added 1,294 stitches, and I already reached the 20,000 mark. So the total is 20,608 stitches, and it is at 26.42%. So my goal for this one is to reach the 25,000 stitches. So I hope I can do that one. So this will be a by regular uh, stitching full coverage. So as usual, I really enjoyed stitching this one, and you can now see the other half of the horn of the deer. So that's the progress. So those are my whips that I've worked on for the past 2 weeks and plus days. I hope you enjoyed watching the progress. And let's go now to the plans. So there are 2 months remaining left for this year. If you happen to watch my whip parade end of the year 2024, I have at least 70 or more whips, and then in the middle of this year I decided to have this 25 whips in 2025, where I focus on this 25 whips, and most of it are my full coverage whips, because last year 2024 I was into fancy ladies, and then on this year I decided to come back to stitching more on my full coverage whips. And right now currently I have 19 full coverage whips. So for the month of November, my first one is I will be having my number 20 full coverage whip. So I will be starting stitching on my birthday because it's my birth month. So I will be stitching on uh I will be starting the tiger family in the jungle. It's a regular chart from Heaven and Earth Design from John Patrick and C. So if you happen to watch Siski Stitches and DC Stitcher, it's their one of their focus uh, whip, and I think they chose the supersized max color, so I will be stitching it. I have purchased the regular chart, and I'll be stitching it on an 18 count Ada fabric. So that's my first one. The second one is I was I wanted to have a new start, which is catnap, but I wanted to have 20 full coverage strips only, and so that I can stitch all of them. And I was looking at my full coverage whip, and I found two but are potential to be UFO'd. One is the bird song, and the other one is the mini Victorian garden. So here are the picture. So I wanted to replace it with catnap, and then I am not I have not yet come up with my final decision, so probably you will know that one on my next uh, Flosstube update in 2 weeks, in the next 2 weeks. So that's my second plan, to have another new start, but replace it with my exchange it with my uh, I with my one of my full coverage strips to maintain the 20, but let's see. And then my next plan is that you all know that every time I work on my full coverage project, I the challenge was to uh, make or add 1,000 stitches every time I worked on each of my full coverage. Uh, with that, the result will be is that I have only four whips that I usually showed on this flash update. So just to increase the number of full coverage that you will be seeing on my succeeding flash update, so I decided that on my new um, full coverage whips, um, I will just lower it down into 500 stitches. So at least 500 stitches, I can go to the next full coverage whip. But on my old whips, such as this one and the other four or three So I will maintain the number of stitches made. I will maintain the challenge, but for my new ones, I only uh 500 stitches is okay. So that's my third uh plan. And then my last plan, which is just on my mind yesterday, is on my fancy ladies. So every Friday will be my Bella Filipina Friday, and then I wanted to at least choose uh, other Bella Filipina whips. So meaning to say that my 25 whips in 2025 will be put on hold on the month of November and December, so that I can work on my fancy ladies that have been shelved for a while, so that on my um, year-end whip parade, so I'll be able to show you at least 30 whips out of the 70. So just to increase the whips that I will be showing on that uh, year whip year-end whip parade for this year. So those are my plans. So just to recap: two new starts, one new start, one possible new start, and then uh, I'll maintain the challenge, the 1,000 stitches, and then for the new ones, 500 stitches, and then my Bella Filipina every Friday. So I'll be choosing one uh, Bella Filipina Friday, Bella Filipina whip, thus suspending my 25 whips in 2025. So on the next year, so probably I'll be doing a 26 whips in 2026. So that's those are my plans, but sometimes plans are not meant that are plans are not what do you call this? But sometimes plans are not followed. So let's see. So far on the 25 whips in 2025 this year, I didn't break the challenge. So and then for the 1,000 stitches, I also did not break that challenge. So I'm a good follower of my challenge. So I think that would be all for this video, and thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the talking as well as the whips that I've shown, and see you on the next 2 weeks plus, probably on my birthday, because I am not at work on that time. So probably I have 5 or more whips on that video. So happy stitching everyone, and happy Halloween. Bye.